Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. For this video, I have something very exciting. In a previous video, I gave you a list of books that I'd love to finish before the end of the year, and we're getting so close, especially because I pre-film and I'm doing Vlogmas, so a lot of pre-filming needs to get done. So in this video, we're going to try and complete series that we're in the middle of. This is also a predicted 5-star video because I think all these books might be 5 stars. Starting off with Foxglove by Adeline Gray, Throne of Glass, Finally by Sarah J. Maas, and the very last book in the Magnolia Park series. Not the very last book, but the very last Magnolia and BJ book. I think this book is going to rip my heart out. In saying all that, I think the first book we're going to start is Throne of Glass, just because I'm not particularly in a fantasy mood, and I'm really looking forward to seeing if I really will like the series, because I absolutely loved ACOTAR. I read Assassin's Blade. Wasn't a huge fan of it because it was a collection of short stories, but I'm really excited to jump into the full story. So I think this is the book we will start with. I think next we'll probably read Magnolia Parks, and then we'll finish with Foxglove, because I think this is definitely going to be a 5-star. So that is what we have in store. Let's go ahead and start reading. Hello everyone. Next day, and I have a little update for you. I just reached page 171, chapter 24. This is going so quickly, but I am immersive reading it as well. I do have the audiobook going alongside it, and I'm loving it. It doesn't feel like a 5-star just yet. It feels like maybe a 4.5. I love Selena's character. I find her really funny. Even though she's like super arrogant, she's only young. She's 18 years old. She's been told she's the best. She believes she's the best. So I don't know if I really need to explain what this book is about, but it is about Selena Sodathian, who is an assassin. She's been trained since she was, I think, 8 years old to become this world's greatest assassin, but she was once double-crossed, so she ended up in like a slave camp, and she's just been taken out of there to compete in these trials to become like the king's assassin or the king's champion or something like that. So that's how far we've gotten so far. I think I've already picked up on who the love interest will be, as well as what kind of plot is going to unfold. I think so anyway. I don't know if I should read the back to you just in case I'm not making sense. It says, in a land without magic, an assassin is summoned to the castle. Selena Sodathian, I don't know why I can't say that, has no love for the vicious king who rules from his throne of glass. But she has not come to kill him. She has come to win her freedom. If she defeats 23 murderers, thieves, and warriors in a deadly competition, she will be released from prison to serve as the king's champion. But something rotten dwells in the castle, and it's there to kill. When her competitors start dying mysteriously one by one, Selena's fight for freedom becomes a fight for survival, launching her on a desperate quest to root out the evil before it destroys her world and the people she has come to love. That's kind of what it's about. I'm really liking it. Like I said, I loved Sarah J. Maas's writing. I didn't love the Assassin's Blade because it was a compilation of short stories, but I think it was good because it was a prequel to this book, and I think I got a lot of information now going into this. So I already know who she is, what she's been through, how she got where she is. So I think that actually benefited me. But having a good time. Sorry, the light's going in and out. It's quite cloudy today. Well, not super cloudy. There's some blue sky, but it's going in and out. But yeah, I'm heading off to the shops now to go buy some ingredients for dinner, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to try and finish this, especially since it's immersive read. I think it will be easy. I might also listen to the audiobook while I go on my walk to the shop. I also just made a bookmark. I have like a Christmas video planned where I'm going to make them, but I just wanted to practice and see what other materials I needed. So I thought this would match the cover, which it really does. But anyway, I'm blabbering now, so I will get back to you guys when I finish this. everyone. Sorry. Okay, I'm speaking low first of all because it is currently 7:30 in the morning, and usually I don't film like first thing when I wake up, especially because like I said, I don't know if I said it in this video, but I'm in an Airbnb while my husband's away, or well, not away, but he's at work. So he gets up at like 6:30 in the morning, and I usually wake up with him. For the past couple of mornings I haven't really, but I did this morning, and he's just gone to work at like 7, so half an hour ago. I usually don't read first thing when I wake up, but this book, I'm really enjoying it. Oh my god, I'm giggling, kicking my feet, and I currently have like, I want to say 20 pages left. I'm on chapter 52, page 384. Sorry, I'm a bit loopy. I literally just woke up. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see that because of the lighting. It's still dark outside, but I thought we could finish this together. I just want to finish it. I want to know what happened, and I cannot wait to continue the series. Honestly, I knew I would love it, but I didn't think I would love it this much, honestly, because there's no real magic in it so far. Magic's been like outlawed and stuff, and Selena's character, love her. Why did no one tell me that this book was so funny? I'm laughing, giggling, kicking my feet, absolutely loving this. I also only have 1 bar left on this battery that I currently have in, so let's go ahead and finish this and see. Let's just wait and see. But I'm gonna go ahead and finish this. Turn my mic off because I prefer just to have music over it when I'm reading. Actually, maybe we should keep the mic on. I'm not sure, but it could crinkle over here underneath my dressing gown. Just made a cup of coffee, but I'm rambling now. Let's go ahead and finish this. I finished it. As you just saw, you know the saying 5 stars is a feeling? I got that feeling, and I think I'm gonna give it a 5 star. I really enjoyed it. I didn't think I would like so much fighting and war, because usually in my movies I don't like that, but this was so fun. I love how she added so many elephants, so many elements of like human stuff, and how Selena's been through, I keep saying her name like she's Spanish, Selena, how she's been through so much in her life, but she still somehow finds the ability to be cocky and arrogant, and I just absolutely loved it. I thought it was fun. I loved the side characters, Dorian, Nahima, Kaol. Like, I thought it was so much fun, and the found family, I think that's always what gets me. So definitely a 5 star. So the first 5 star of this video. So yeah, very, very excited. I don't think I told you as much as I could have, but I'm sure everybody and their mom knows what the series is about. Very excited to continue this. Unfortunately, it will have to take place next year because the books are all back in South Africa. It definitely, maybe I should do like a reading vlog doing all of the books. It'll take me months and months to film, but I think it might be an interesting one. Let me know down in the comments if you'd love to see that, because I've now read the first 2 books, and I think it's an 8-book series. I'm not entirely sure. 6 books left in the series, so I was correct. And obviously there's the tandem read and stuff, so let me know down below if you'd love to see me do a full reading vlog on it. Anyway, this is done. Very happy, very excited. I thought I would be more like apprehensive about the story, but it's so different from ACOTAR. I literally thought it was going to be like a little bit similar, because some authors do that, but it's completely different. The storyline's completely different. The female characters are completely different. The side characters are different. So very, very, very good time. Very good time. And I'm going around in circles now because I'm very excited for another 5 star. I'm so glad, because I haven't had that many this year. Anyway, moving on. I knew this was going to be a 5 star, actually. I did. But when I read Assassin's Blade, I wasn't sure. But 5 stars again. So next I'm going to start Magnolia Parks Into the Dark. This is a thick book. Look at that. It's a tome. How much pages is it? How many pages? It's over 700. So 708. So I think I'm going to start this now, and because it's such a thick book, I don't want to do too many check-ins, so I think I might read to around 230 pages, which is like a third of the book. So let's do that, and then I'll get back to you guys and let you know what I think. I'm going to read now for, it's just gone 8 o'clock, not even, it's 7:56. I might read for an hour and then start getting ready for the day. I do have a lot of editing to do today. I have my like little beads stuff coming, so I'm going to try and make some more of these. I've already we're gonna have leftovers for dinner tonight, and my husband finishes work at 11, so I don't have long. Yeah, I'll speak to you guys when I get to page 230. Hi everybody, I'm so sorry for the lighting. First of all, I've changed locations a little bit. This is our little lounge we have in the guest house, but anyway, I thought I'd just do a quick check-in. My husband actually just got home from work and it's only 11 o'clock, so I'm not sure how much reading will be done today, but I'm going to try my best. We're reading Magnolia Parks. This is our first check-in. I got to page 234, chapter 28. Sorry if you can also hear the washing machine in the background, but so the first 100 pages I really liked, and I cried and I felt so sorry for her and it was relatable, but now it's getting really repetitive. Like, we get that she's grieving, we get that she can't accept things, we get that she is obsessive, we get that she has ADHD, but we're just literally talking about it constantly. Like, BJ is going out of his mind trying to accommodate her, but she won't admit that there's something wrong. She's just literally, yeah, it's getting too much, and I feel like it's just going round and round and round, kind of like I talk, and I feel like we're not going anywhere, and we still have like what, 500 pages to go, and I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I could listen to her just whine over the course of 500 more pages. So I don't know. I do like Magnolia's story more than I like Daisy's, but at the same time, like, just the outfit things, I don't know, that bothers a lot of people. I've actually seen a lot of people mention that's so irksome. Like, I'm just like, okay, we get it, get over it, move on, like let's talk about something else. And I feel like where BJ and Magnolia are in their relationship, I thought they would have grown and they would have learned things about themselves and relationships and emotions, but for some reason neither of them know how to regulate their emotions, even though they're in their late 20s or mid-20s, whatever. And I feel like at that point you start to realize what works for you and what doesn't. Oh, that's a spoiler, sorry. I'll try and cut that out, but I'll put a little thing over it. But yeah, their relationship's meant to be moving forward, but unfortunately they're still stuck in their childish, toxic ways. And I thought we would have learned and moved forward, and that's why I was looking forward to this book. Also, obviously at the end of the last Magnolia book, something happens to Magnolia's sister, hence why there's so much grief. And I don't know, I'm not relating to it as much as I thought I would. I do feel sorry for her because I probably would react the same way if something happened to one of my family members, but I just feel like we're not getting anywhere, and I want a little bit of reprieve of like just the craziness of it, or the dainty of it, and the dramatics of it, if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm making sense, but I'm gonna keep reading. I have like a little page marker here, put a little dog ear there for when I want to do the next check-in, but I'll see if anything changes. There are no audiobooks for free on this book. You have to always purchase them, so I don't know. I'm not loving it so far, and it's definitely not feeling like a 5-star. Probably like at the moment a 3.75 to a 4-star potentially, but I'll let you guys know the further we get. So yeah, it will probably take me a day or so to read that, but I'm hoping that we can finish this in the next couple days because I'm getting bored and I'm losing focus and steam. friends, sorry for the lighting and the way I look. I'm not feeling the best today. I am having a bit of a mood. I woke up just feeling really miserable, so I haven't done much today. I didn't even go for a walk on my walking pad. I've just been in bed either reading or watching movies or something. I'm just having one of those days, and due to that I really am not enjoying this book. I'm having a really tough time relating to it. I just feel like they're going on and on and on, and there are bigger things and bigger problems in the world, and I don't need to read like 400 pages about their bullshit. I don't like to come on here and say how much I dislike a book, but I'm really disliking it at the moment. It's dropped down to maybe like a 2.5 to a 3-star maybe, but I'm really not having a good time. BJ is alright. I always liked his character. I knew he did things out of spite, but Magnolia takes it to the next level. Like, she's just so insufferable at the moment, and I cannot handle her. She's supposed to be like smart and intelligent, but she's just being silly, and the things that she's saying contradicts itself, and the similes and the metaphors and the analogies in here is just too much for me. I'm like, okay, stop. We get it. It's like mansplaining things and describing things in a huge paragraph where it just needs to be one line. And I don't know if it's because I just read like a Sarah J Maas book, and normally every book after that doesn't feel the same because it's full of excitement and plot twists and action, and this is just meh at the moment. And I'm picking up on spelling mistakes and sentence structures, which I usually don't. I mean, obviously a spelling mistake, but I usually don't comment too much about it. But I'm just like, like, you're making this a bigger problem than it needed to be. So I didn't even want to come on camera and check in, but I'm on page 469, this one over here obviously, and I'm just not having a good time. I'm just trying to finish it. Last night I ended up like skimming a lot of stuff because I'm just not enjoying it, but for some reason I just want to finish it. But I don't know, I feel like I should soft DNF this. We'll move on to the next book and then I'll see how I feel about this. I think I'm going to give it a couple more chapters. I said that yesterday as well, didn't I? I'm going to give it a couple more chapters. I just want to finish it so that the series is done as well, but I'm really not having a good time. Like, I get the grief, I do get it, and I get the trust issues they have and the toxicity. I get all of that, but we're going around in circles. Like, nothing's being resolved. Everything's just being brought up over and over and over again. We just convinced Magnolia to get some help, and yet she's refusing this, even though she said she would do it. She's just like opposed to letting people in or letting emotions show, and it's like, get a grip. Honestly, it's too much now. Like, anyway, that's all I'm going to say for now. Sorry, this is so negative. I'm really hoping that I get out of this funk so that the next book doesn't suffer the same consequence, but we'll have to wait and see for that because I'm so excited for Foxglove. Maybe I also just wasn't in the mood for this type of book, but yeah, it's really not doing it for me. I really preferred the previous book. I just felt like they tried to put too much into this book. Like, we could have skipped a whole chunk of this and still gotten to the same conclusion, which I'm assuming we're leading up to, but I digress. But anyway, I'm gonna try and finish this or see if I want to soft DNF just the last bit, but right now it's not looking great. finished it. I think I've said most of what I wanted to say about this book already. This big chunk in the middle was completely unnecessary. I feel like we went on the biggest roundabout way to get to the conclusion that we did, and unfortunately it just didn't do it for me. I think that I love the beginning and I loved the end, but like I said, the middle part just threw me for a loop. So I think I'm gonna end up giving this like a 3 or 3.5. I'm not 100% sure yet, but 3.5. Definitely not a 5-star. I feel like as much as Magnolia and BJ grew as characters, I feel like I don't know how to explain how I feel. I can't explain it, but I just feel like it took so long to get there, and they're only young, I get that, but for this book, like I feel like so much more could have happened, and we just ended up going in circles and repeating the same mistakes and jumping to the same conclusions, and it was just tedious and it was frustrating to read. Not my favorite. And I feel like, especially because like I've mentioned a few times, like my mental state hasn't been the best this year, and reading this made it all come to the surface again. So I'm not sure if it was my mental state that made me not enjoy this book as much as I could have, but it was just much of the same, and I feel like so much more could have been done, unfortunately. So that's pretty sad, because this is the last Magnolia and BJ book. Also at the end, I think it's a bit of a spoiler. They come to this conclusion and they discuss something that happens, and the way it was presented, I was like, wait, what? And I probably read the thing 3 times because I didn't understand how we jumped to that conclusion. Like just the way it was written, like the analogies and the similes and the metaphors, it was too much. And I was like, okay, we get it. Like everything had to have like a metaphor attached to it. Like they see a volcano and then it's a long soliloquy about this freaking volcano, and I'm like, cool, like we got it, we get it, we understand. And it was just too much. I feel like because of the hype that went on around this book on TikTok, I feel like she took that to mind and she just took it to the extreme with this final book. I liked the outcome and I enjoyed the beginning. The middle was just, it was a fuck around in my opinion. So this morning again, when I finished Magnolia Parks, also I struggled to finish it. I just didn't want to pick up the book, but I started Foxglove this morning. I made it to page 68, chapter 8 over there. I'm not getting the same feeling. Maybe I'm going into a slump. I know that when I read Sarah J. Maas books, I usually go into a little bit of like a book hangover and then nothing feels good after that. But I feel like this isn't as good as Belladonna was. I am immersive reading as well, and it'd be the narrator because she doesn't have very good inflections in her voice. So I don't know what kind of tone people are saying things in. So it feels weird. It does feel weird. It also kind of feels like the narrator of Peter Pan. Like if you've watched the 2003 version with Jeremy Sumter, it feels like that. But I'm still not getting the deep gothic vibes that I did from Belladonna, which was the first book. And if you don't know, I spoke about this in depth in that video. It was my last predicted 5-star video. So we follow Signa, who is an orphan, and she's moved from family to family, and family members essentially just take her in because of the stipend that they get, and they basically have abused her. She ends up at what's it called, Thorn Grove with the Hawthorns, and they treat her really, really well, but there's a mystery going on. One of her cousins is suffering from this illness. She obviously comes there, well, she walks in and just starts working out this mystery, but she also has a relationship with death, and death is personified, and she has this little budding romance with death. She takes poison in order to see death, and it was a really fun read, but so far this one I'm not really feeling it the same way. But I'm gonna keep reading, maybe let's say to halfway, and then I'll come back and let you guys know how I'm feeling, because honestly so far, but I don't know if it's just the way I'm feeling, but it's still written really lovely. I honestly really like Adeline Grace's writing style. It's very poetic and her prose are really pretty. So, and like I said, it has a dark undertone because of death and all of that, but now there's another being that has been introduced, and this is Fate, and he was introduced at the end of Belladonna. So Fate is now also a factor in it, and he has a vendetta against Signa. So I don't know what his game is right now, but he's intervened in her family and she's not having any of it. That is kind of where we're at. I am currently just going to, I think, edit for a bit. I'm not in the mood for reading at this very moment. So yeah, I'll let you guys know when I get halfway, probably a bit later or even tomorrow. I'm hoping to finish this book by tomorrow because my husband and I are actually going home on Saturday. So I just want to finish it before we head back home. So that is it for me. I'm very sad about Magnolia Parks because I was really loving the series and it was getting progressively better, but now here we are. everyone! I just reached page 227, chapter 23, which I'd say is about halfway through the book. And I'm still not loving it as much as I did Belladonna. I still love the story. It's very whimsical, very dark and gothic, and it has darker themes in it, like I said before. I'm not enjoying it as much as the first book. I think it's because the mystery that we're trying to unfold here is boring me. It's very, very boring. I feel like it's got no real substance to it. So someone's died at Thorngrove, which is where Signa's currently staying with her cousin Blythe, which was from the first book. And the mystery that they're trying to unfold is this man dying. He was a duke, and everybody's now blaming her uncle for it, but we all know, they all know that it's not her uncle, but he apparently handed him the drink that eventually killed him. So they're trying to figure out who has done this murder or who committed this murder, and they're trying to exonerate her uncle. However, I feel like the main focus is not entirely on exonerating her uncle. It's focused on Fate, who's trying to win Signa from death. So it feels like a little bit of a mindfuck, and it's all over the place. And I feel like I said, I like more of a linear story, so I like things to be done in a certain way. I don't know, I'm mental like that, but it just feels a little bit chaotic, and I feel like there's no real clear path. We're going off on 100 different tangents, and I feel like we're missing the main point, which was like this dark gothic fantasy mystery, which I'm not feeling at the moment. Actually, I feel like my jumper matches the book with the dark vibes, but yet like super girly. I would read the back to you, but like I said, it would give you some spoilers to what happens in the first book. But like I said, I'm not enjoying the mystery, which is the main thing about the book. We're not getting as much of Death and Signa together in this book because Fate has intercepted that, and Fate is supposedly Death's brother, and he's trying to like find his long lost love that Death took away from him or something like that. And it's convoluted, and I'm not thoroughly enjoying it, but it's still around a 4-star. It definitely is. It's intriguing, but I'm not finding myself wanting to pick it up. And like I said, I might just have a book hangover, and I know better than to read a Sarah J Maas, the first book, in a video, because it always does this to me. Nothing compares to it. Everything else just pales in comparison. So my bad. But I think I'm just going to finish the rest of the book, because obviously I can't tell you too much about what is going on because it would spoil everything. But I do still like the personification of Death and Signa and their feelings for each other. I don't really love the idea of Fate. I think he's manipulative. Well, I guess he kind of invents other people's fates and just watches it play out in front of him. He's like, I want to compare it to Once Upon a Broken Heart, or what's it called? The Caraval series, with these threads. And one of the fates, I can't remember which one it was, but they're like a puppet master. And that is what Fate is in this one. So I feel like maybe some inspiration was taken, or maybe the idea is already everywhere, but I feel like some inspiration was taken for that, because he is like a puppet master because he has everybody else's fate in his hand. I don't know. I think I'm talking in circles now because I'm trying to get a point across, and I don't know if I'm getting it across because I am just as confused. I sat with my thoughts for a little bit now while my camera was charging up and thinking about what I wanted to say, but I really don't know. I don't know how I feel about this book just yet. It's very well written. I love the way she writes and her sentence structures and the words that she chooses to use, and the descriptions are beautiful, but I don't know my feelings towards it because it's so different from the first book and I expected so much more. But anyway, that is kind of how I'm feeling. I am going to finish the book, like I said, and then I will look at my bookmark. I really love it. I've made so many right now. Let me show you. Look at all of these. So let me show you. All of the hooks are the same. They're like these. Let me see if it will focus. These silver hooks that I just got from Amazon, and then I just did beads. I'm trying to show you to the best of my ability. I'm using my room light and then as well as my overhead light just to give you some more light because it's quite dreary today. This is one of my favorites. This blue matches my jumper as well. I only have one box of beads and it's all like the same colorway, so can't do much difference. This is the one I made for Magnolia Parks, which was like gold and yellow and green. I don't know if anyone's interested in this, but like I said, I have an idea to do like a fun cozy day for my Bookmas, and I was going to do some of these with like more Christmassy themes, so we'll see how that does. But that's the next one, and then this is another one of my favorites, and then the last one, this one's not my favorite. But anyway, my camera's about to die again. I need to fully charge it, so I will check in with you guys when I finish this book. Hi guys, so it's actually been a few days since I finished Foxglove by Adeline Grace, so I've had some time to mull it over. I did like it, especially the ending. I really loved like the last bit, how everything kind of unfolded and the puzzle pieces slotted together. However, I feel like the journey to get there was quite mundane and boring, and I feel like the charm and the whimsicalness and the adventure and the romance was all kind of put on a back burner to bring about this new character. I felt like the new character, Faye, was very dull. He was very boring, and he was supposed to be in competition for Signa, but he was just like meh. Like, I feel like he didn't do as much as I thought he could do, since he's a mythical being with all this power. Like, I just felt like it was lacking a bit, and I feel like somewhat this was setting up for the final book, which is Wisteria. Well, I hope so anyway, because I'm really looking forward to Wisteria, but unfortunately this is not going to be a 5-star. I think it's going to be around a 4. I'm sure you saw in the last few clips when I was finishing this book, I was giggling, kicking my feet, I was shocked, I was going through a lot of emotions, but I feel like the first half of the book wasn't that much fun. It was kind of boring and droll, if that's the right word to use. So I was just like meh, going along the motions, but the ending was really, really good, so I think that brought it up for me. So definitely a 4-star, which means this is the last book of the video. Just a quick recap: we read Throne of Glass finally. I can't believe I put this off for so long. 5 stars, 5 whole stars with my whole heart. I absolutely loved this book. It was so much fun. I love the action and the adventure and the humor and the found family, and I just love the way she writes. I don't care what anybody else says. I really, really, really enjoy her writing style. I heard that the book has dips and valleys, so we'll have to wait and see, but I'm easy to please when it comes to Sarah J. Maas, I guess. I've got blinkers on when it comes to her, so I'm really looking forward to completing the series. Please do let me know in the comments if you'd like to see me do all of them or all the rest of the books in one video. We could do that. Otherwise, I'll just spread them out like I've been doing with ACOTAR as well as this, but really, really love this. Then the most disappointing read, unfortunately, of this video. My foot's going to sleep. Hang on. It's got full-on pins and needles. Okay. This was the most disappointing book, unfortunately, in this video. I expected so much. I don't know if it was my mental state or the fact that I had read this book ahead of it. It could have deterred from it, but I don't know. I just felt like this was just went on and on and on. And like I said during my final words on this, is that the analogies just got too much. It was cute and descriptive and lovely and purple prose in the first couple of books, and then she took it to the extreme where every single sentence, every single I love you had to have an analogy or a metaphor or a simile attached to it, and it just got too much. And I was like, can we get to the point? It was a thick book, and I feel like this could probably have done with like 300 pages less, and it would have been a much more impactful story, in my opinion. I am not super attached to these characters. I did love Magnolia Parks and BJ. They were definitely my favorites. Saying that, like, it was just this book. I still loved them as characters. I loved their ending of their story. I thought it was great, and I was hoping it would head in that direction, but unfortunately it didn't do it for me, and 3 stars. I settled on a 3 stars. But with that being said, that is everything, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it. I had dips and valleys myself. So did the books. I really hope you do consider subscribing. Please remember to click the bell icon as well for notifications every time I upload. We're heading into the festive season, so I will be participating somewhat in Bookmas. Like I said in a previous video, or in videos to come, I am pre-filming this, so you probably will only see this video in November, but for me it's like the 3rd of November now, so I will be pre-filming a lot for Vlogmas because I want to do like some fun book videos as well as like some cozy vlogs. So I don't go outside with my camera, so don't expect that but definitely some reading vlogs, some Christmas books, some coziness, some Christmas activities. But yeah, this is the final video I am filming before I head to do all my Vlogmas stuff. Please do consider subscribing. Like I said, click the bell icon for notifications every time I upload, and also give this video a thumbs up if you don't mind. But with that being said, I'll see you all very soon in the next video. Bye guys.